Our next speaker is Valerie Robert, and she is a researcher that uses C. elegans to investigate the role of histone modifications and small RNAs and non-genetic inheritance. So she will be talking about the SET1 and COMPASS, how it maintains germline identity in C. elegans by preventing transcriptional dysregulation across generations. Valerie?
So, hi everybody. So today I want to talk about the role that SET2, which is a member of the SET1 MML family of histone methyltransferase, play in the transgenerational maintenance of germline identity. So, no, sorry. So this story has been run in the model organism Caenorhabditis elegans, which when grown under laboratory condition at 20 degrees has a time generation of 3 days and a half. And for this reason, it has been widely used in to study transgenerational process, including the maintenance of germ cell identity. SET2, as all the members of the SET1 MML histone methyltransferase family, deposit H3K4D and 3 methylation, and SET2 works specifically in the germline of C. elegans. It's what you can see on this slide. When you have animals homozygote for a loss of function allele of SET2, and you grow them at 20 degrees, they look superficially wild type. But if you grow them at 25 degrees, and it's what you see here on gray light, you observe a transgenerational decrease in the fertility of this animal. And what is interesting is that this sterility can be reversed when you switch back your animals at 20 degrees, highly suggesting that you are looking at an epigenetic process. So further characterization of this sterility indeed showed that when your animals are becoming sterile, they are losing the identity of the germlines. For instance, you can observe a typical morphological defect, and you can also observe that the germ cells marker disappear over generation, while you start to express somatic marker in the germline of animals that has been grown for several generations at 25 degrees. So this suggests that in the germline of C. elegans, the loss of cell identity is associated with transcriptional deregulation. So it is something that is largely observed in the different models that you find in the literature for loss of cell fate or cell fate reprogramming. And the thing is, in those models, it is often complicated or difficult to identify in the transcriptional derepression which are the genes that are whose misexpression is a cause or a consequence of loss of an altered cell fate. And indeed, we take advantage of the SET2 mutant germlines to try to answer this question. So for this, we collaborated with a group of Susan Strom at UCSC to indeed to use RNA sequencing to identify which transcriptional deregulation take place over generation. So for that, we sequence germlines from heterozygote SET2 P0 animals, from F2 homozygote animals, and from F4 fertile and sterile animals. This experiment was performed in 3 different lineages. And considering the 3 independent lineages as 3 biological replicate of the RNA sequencing experiment, we indeed confirmed that the loss of germline identity is associated with a progressive deregulation of gene expression. So that you see here that the number of genes that are deregulated increase over generation. So to better visualize this transcriptional deregulation, we perform a principal component analysis. As already observed previously, we see that the P0 animals are different from the other generation, and that those differences increase over generation. But what we also observed on this PCA is that for a given generation, you have a divergence between the data coming from the different replicates. And indeed, what it means here is that over generation, it's different set of genes that are misregulated in the 3 independent lineages. So, in spite of those divergence between the different lineages, we were able to identify a set of genes that indeed is commonly modified, commonly changed in its expression in the 3 lineages between the P0 animal and the F2 animals, and which is also differentially expressed between the F4 fertile and sterile animals. However, those genes are not differentially expressed between F2 and F4 fertile animals. Then we think this group of genes defines indeed a path to sterility, and we referred those genes as contributor to the loss of germline identity. So those genes, they can be down-regulated contributors for the genes that are down-regulated during the process, during the across generation, or up-regulated contributors. What we see first is that the down-regulated contributors here are enriched in germline-specific genes, while the upregulated contributors here are enriched in somatic specific genes. So it means that during the loss of germline identity, you silence the germline transcriptional program and you activate ectopic program of gene expression in the germline. Confirming the importance of the transcriptional reorganization during loss of germline identity in the absence of SET2, we observe that the upregulated contributors are enriched for transcription factors. And to test the biological relevance of this observation, we established an RNA assay in which we knock down single transcription factor identified in this study to look whether when we prevent their overexpression in a SET2 mutant germlines, it was possible to delay the onset of sterility. So here in this graph, each dot represents a fertile plate, and indeed it represents the number of progenies that you can find on a fertile plate. So if we focus on the no RNAi control, you see that the number of fertile plates decrease over generation, and you also have less and less progeny on those plates. By contrast, you see that a large number of fertile plates with a large number of progeny on them can be maintained over generation when you have targeted CBP1 and DAF19, which are 2 transcriptional factors identified in this study. Also, in the upregulated contributors, we find component of the TGF-beta signaling pathway so they're here in red. And we were able to show that by preventing their overexpression in the germline, we were able to delay the loss of germline identity or the loss of fertility in our essay, showing that this that expressing this TGF beta signaling pathway in the SET2 germline is important to induce the loss of germline identity. So next, we ask whether the somatic target of the component of the TGF beta pathway in wild-type animals are also upregulated contributors to the loss of germline identity. And indeed, what we observe is that it works the other way around. Indeed, what we observed in the list of the contributors, of the upregulated contributors, are the target of the TGF beta pathway that are normally repressed by this pathway in the soma. So those data show that expressing the TGF beta signaling in the germlines induce complex network of regulation that we need to further investigate. So as a take-home message, I would like you to remember that indeed in this study, we show that loss of a chromatin regulator at one generation can lead to divergent transcriptional changes over subsequent generations. We also started to identify which transcriptional factors and transcriptional networks are important to maintain over generation the identity of the germ cell in C. elegans. And finally, we show that ectopic expression of the TGF beta pathway in the germline of C. elegans correlates with loss of germline identity. So to finish, I want to thank the organizer of the meeting for giving me the opportunity to present my work. I also want to thank the member of the Palladino Lab at the LBMC in Lyon. It's where this work was mainly performed. I want to thank people in the lab of Susan Strom at Santa Cruz, and especially Andrew Knudsen, who is a former PhD student and who did all the germline dissection necessary for this study. And I also want to thank Gaël Hiver that helped me with the analysis of those data. And thanks for your attention.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Valerie. I have a question quick. Were you expecting that the activation of the TGF beta pathway to result in a lower fertility? Were you expecting that?
Was I expecting that it would result in loss of fertility?
Yes. Were you? Oh.
No, indeed, it was a surprise to find the TGF beta pathway, because in C. elegans, the data we have so far show that it is very, very weakly expressed in the germline. So the fact that, by expressing it, we are making a kind of gain of function, it was a real surprise for us.
Okay. Well, perfect. Yeah, I thought that was very curious that the activation resulted in lower fertility. If anyone has any other questions for Valerie, please put them in the Q&A box and we'll move on to our next speaker. Thank you so much, by the way.